It's Smoking Sounds, the ultimate podcast for cigar and pipe enthusiasts and those looking to embark on a journey. We're going chicken dancing on this episode of Smoking Sounds. What's up, everybody? I'm Sean, one of the hosts of Smoking Sounds, and joining me is the man competing with Raul 316 for the CBO of O'Reilly's. It's Justin!
I tell you what, turn the music down a little bit. So I tell you what, if I do compete, he as Raul says, he's going to get the middle. You know, so we are here at Classic Cigars and Lounge.
That's right.
And we are highlighting the Octoberfest cigar that this establishment had specially made for them.
For Octoberfest. And we're going to get on all that. But joining us is the owner of Classic Cigar Lounge, right?
I am Brandon Helsel.
That's right. And one of my favorite tobacconists in all of tobacconist land, Mr. Andrew, who got me started basically on my cigar journey back many years ago. Thank you guys so much. Andrew, you want to say hi?
Hello. Happy to be here.
Yes, we're so happy to have you. And that, I'm not just saying that. I promise you, Andrew was one of the first ones to get me kind of going there. And that's what we were just talking about. I remember getting that Rocky Patel vintage 1999 many years ago. So
That's a good cigar.
Yeah. So I'm going to borrow someone's lighter right here. Look at this fancy barrel. Oh, you got one. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and light these up, Justin. I got
All right,
this
man.
fancy barrel lighter here.
So as we're getting lit up today, I did want to mention kind of a pseudo smoking report. So yesterday, it's still 90 degrees here in Tulsa town. So, but still, I couldn't resist. I went outside and I hit a CAO Surplus Maduro, and just wanted to kind of throw that out there for everybody. Listen, it's the good price point on it, and it's a surplus, and it real nice spice hit, real nice spice and pepper at the first, and then it backs off, and just a real quality Maduro. So if you guys are at your local tobacconist, or if you happen to see them online and want to, I recommend the CAO Surplus Maduro. I got their sweet too. I haven't smoked it yet, but I do want to recommend that for just for everybody out there in Smoking Sound in the Smokiverse.
That's right.
So and also again, it's now I know what you're saying. Your people keep score at home. I know what you're saying. How does it compare to the Drew Estate Factory Smoked Maduro?
That's exactly what I was about to ask.
I knew it. It's not better or worse. It's different. But I will say this: the CAO wrapper kind of had more of a. When I say spice on it, I kind of mean like the nut. It kind of had like almost like a nutmeg kind of spice, if you will. Whereas the Factory Smoke has more of a straight up, standard Maduro. But so it kind of depends on what you're after in a good Maduro. It kind of depends on what you want. So I would say they certainly compare, and certainly at the price point, they're right next to one another. And but the Drew Estate Factory Smoked Maduro lacks that really nice pepper on the back of the throat kind of spice that you get with the CAO Surplus. So again, it's a question of what you're looking for.
And before we get into our questions here, I just lit up this Oktoberfest, the Connecticut, and man, this is a fantastic. I got a little pepper there off the foot. I'll ask you more about that here in a second, but I've got to say a quick thank you to Brian. He's at Lazy Biscuit on Instagram. Him and his wife were traveling through Oklahoma, and they made a 90-minute drive to Tulsa to visit one of our local establishments to see Pipe Mike and pick up some of his Black Pearl and Peppermint Patty pipe tobacco that he makes there. So, Brian, thank you for doing that. Thank you for being a supporter of Smoking Sounds. And one other big thank you to Forrest Miller at Barefooted MDad on Instagram. We've been communicating a lot, and he's got some stuff going on, but just wanted to make sure we tell him how much we appreciate him. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time out to be on with a couple of knuckleheads here. So what inspired these cigars?
Well, last year we got the opportunity to get the Oktoberfest contract. It was a very coveted thing. They've been trying to get cigars in there for a while, but the board over at Oktoberfest was not quite ready for that. When we purchased this establishment, we had the fortunate pleasure of having a lot of our leadership team be quite cigar people. You
Yes.
probably know some of those guys.
Yes.
And basically one thing led to another, and we found ourselves on the leadership team, and so we got to have our voice. And one of the main people at Oktoberfest also has a locker here, so everyone was kind of going to bat for us. So we got the opportunity to get in there, so let's give it a shot. Let's see how it goes. They didn't give us a lot of parameters. They just said, here, you've got a space, set it up the way you want, and let's just kind of monitor it. And they were kind of crossing their fingers. Well, we did really, really well last year.
Yeah.
So this year they really leaned into it. They doubled the space. They have a big, well, we call it a smoking deck. It's really it's really going to be kind of a food deck too, but it's going to be a lot of cigar people on that deck.
So now, is that the only place at Oktoberfest you can smoke?
That's it. Well,
Okay.
no.
Oh.
You can smoke anywhere that's not in the tent. So outdoors is completely free game.
But the only tent you could smoke in is at the classic
Yeah,
cigars tent.
so they still don't allow you to smoke in any tent. So the tent is only for retail only.
Ah.
So we sell it, and then we have dedicated volunteers that just sit there and light people's cigars all night long. They love to just chat
Wow.
with you. And
Wow.
we get them out of the tent, and then we set them out on the lounge, and then they can overlook the river. The fireworks shows are right there by us. I mean, it's
Oh, that's
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah.
And you were out there last year, right, Andrew?
Yep, I was there almost every day.
Yeah.
Every day but the last day. It was a lot of fun.
Did it surprise you how many people were interested in the cigars?
Yes, I think when the previous retailer that was out there left, I think a lot of people were hoping that cigars would come back to Oktoberfest.
Yeah, I mean, it
And
just
you guys
kinda makes
brought 'em
sense.
back.
Yeah, and I mean, let's be honest. You've got a great team of people for that. You have Andrew, and also, I mean, Jeff's been on. He was on when we had Tony on, and you know, you got two probably of the greatest tobacconists we have within a 200-mile radius around us. I mean, but I could be biased because I really like, not to say anything bad about any of our other shops. We love supporting everybody here in Tulsa, but you do have two of the best here at Classic Cigar Lounge downtown. But so before we get into these, what went into blending these, were there certain cigars, Andrew, last year that sold better than other ones that you saw?
Yeah, we had a lot of luck with the previous year's Sumatra. We did really well with the Maduro. So we kind of wanted to build on that. We didn't have a barber pole option last year, so that was kind of the special deal this year.
You know what that barber pole reminds me of? Remember the D's nuts that Tomas used to sell?
Oh, yeah.
Sold a lot of those.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. So, all right. So definitely people said Oktoberfest cigar. You know, what separates an Oktoberfest cigar from a regular cigar? So one of you guys, so talk about what we're smoking. Sean is smoking the Connecticut.
The Connecticut,
and,
yeah.
And I have the barber pole. So one of y'all kind of talk about Connecticut or you know, and the other, or whoever talk about. So tell our listeners, you know, what we got here.
Sure. Well, first of all, I have quite the palate, and one of the things that bother me about most one-time runs, whether it's cigars or it's coffee or something else, and they make a special thing, is a lot of times they partnership with somebody, and then they said just make it. We don't really care what it turns out. We just want the fancy label, and we want to sell it because we know we'll make a lot of money at this event. I, on the other hand, have been spending since April getting samples. I've tried over 100 different samples just to narrow them down to these 6
Wow.
blends. I'm very, very picky on flavors, and so I wanted to make sure they were done right. Sean, what you're smoking is that Connecticut. It is a very it's creamy, but it's also got some just like you said, you mentioned a little spice,
Yeah.
kind of like the toasted nuts.
Yeah, and that spice is slowly, you can, you know, and I don't have near the palate I have a basic white boy palate, but I can definitely get those notes of where it's kind of transitioning from that nice spice to some creaminess.
Yeah, so when it comes to the Connecticut, the big thing with me, I tried about 6 different Connecticut blends before we settled on this one, and the reason why is the first several of them were just flat. You know, a lot of times with Connecticut, you try them and it just tastes like tobacco, and it's like, okay, it's a light cigar, I get it, that's what you're looking for, but I still want a little bit of character.
This has
Yeah.
got flavor. You know, and the only other one Connecticut that I could say that I have had had that's kind of maybe in the same ball, because this is a great Connecticut. And then we're just in the let's sound like Eat Drink Smokes with Tony Katz. We're just now in the first third here, but it kind of reminds the Palomino from Tony Barrios has a little bit of spice on that foot and stuff. But if I was smoking this blindly, I don't know that I would guess that it's a Connecticut.
Yeah,
Wow.
I would agree with you on that. And just that barber pole that you have, it's I don't. It's hard to describe. I kind of want to hear Andrew's take on it, but it's just got so much character. It's got some spice in there.
That barber pole is using 3 wrappers, so it's using Connecticut, Maduro, and a Candela, so all twisted together. It's solid medium strength all the way through.
Yeah.
You got a nice sweet vibe going on. It's like it doesn't have a whole lot of spice to it. You get a little earthiness, a little woodsiness, and then that sweet kind of ties it all together.
Exactly, and that it's even kind of grassy. I think that kind of comes from the Candela wrapper.
Yep.
And because you could almost think that was citrusy,
Yep.
almost, not quite. You know, I don't want to be like, I don't want to be like wine taste. Like I get the San Andreas no, but I almost wanted to say citrus, but then I backed away as that. Nah, but it's more.
Yeah, and with the typical all Candela wrap cigar, you're going to get a lot more of the kind of lemongrass kind of taste to it. But with this one, what I really liked about it was the burn. So
Yes.
tying in those other 2 tobaccos, with a normal Candela, you always risk an uneven burn because the wrapper tends to be a little more wet. But when you add in all these other tobaccos, the burn line it's razor sharp all the way through, and that's what I liked about it.
Yeah, this Connecticut's got a great burn line. I was just trying to show the camera. It's a little dim in here. If you guys choose to watch this on YouTube, we're at the Speakeasy. We don't want to give away too much of the location here.
Oh, but so either one of you, so these Oktoberfest, so the Connecticut, what would you guys pair that with? It could be a beer or coffee or whatever, whatever. Because I was asking about beer. One of you said you weren't really a beer drinker.
Yeah, I'm not a big beer drinker. I love Oktoberfest, but I don't do the beer side of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
That Connecticut, though, that's an excellent coffee cigar.
I was fixing to say I was just craving a cup of coffee. Or a Grinds coffee pouch, I think would go good with that too. But yeah, no, you're 100% right. I was just thinking that. Like, this would be a great morning coffee cigar.
but now I'm thinking this barber pole, especially with that Candela influence. I mean, because it's still hot outside, so I'm still thinking like an American lager or a light lager beer with this. Certainly not a Guinness, not a Newcastle brown ale or anything like that. And honestly, these cigars are the flavor is such, I think like a bourbon, whatever, or even a brandy would kind of overpower them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on those lighter bodied. Yeah.
So, Brandon, since you guys do have a full bar here, when you guys are selling these, are there anything that you're recommending?
Yeah, so when we did the Oktoberfest release party, we didn't have an official pairing, but we steered a lot of people, especially like you said with that barber pole and that Connecticut. We did give them to the American Lager. Kind of make a little plug for my buddies over at New Story.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
We carry a lot of their beers,
Yeah.
and it goes great with these cigars.
And they're a local Tulsa brewery. Yeah, definitely want to make sure we say hello to them. So tell us about the other Vitolas or wrappers that you have in these, and then we'll ask you a few more questions. I've got a few more questions, but I want to let you get through kind of what you got going there.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I'll let Andrew go on with that pigtail Sumatra that he's got and talk a little
okay.
bit
I'm
about it.
smoking the Sumatra. Ended up being, so last year's Sumatra was on the sweeter side. This one has a little bit of that sweet, but then you're tying in a little more of the spice aspect.
Okay.
So anybody that likes a more peppery cigar, this one's going to be for them.
Okay.
Really, really love this blend.
Yeah, and then I've got the Habano right now, which is a little bit more on the peppery, but it's not overpowering. So what we do want, if you want one that feels a little more overpowering, go with that Oscuro. It's more of like your Cuban style cigar, and it's a good heavy. It's just medium plus, but it's got just a lot of spice and pepper to it. And then the Habano will be a little bit less. So we try to go up the scale as much as we can.
And then the Maduro would be the...
And then the Madero is going to be your full body,
Okay.
coffee forward type of cigar.
So would you say the Maduro is going to have a fuller flavor than even the Oscuro?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Wow.
a San Andreas Maduro.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's going to be a great cigar.
Oh my gosh!
Because that you guys sell the West Tampa's here, and that West Tampa Red is a San Andreas, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that kind of same.
Oh, boy, I love
Very,
that cigar.
very similar.
Oh man,
yes.
God, yes.
I think the sweetness on ours is a little more pronounced. So you still get the leathery, the earth taste, but then you get this nice sweetness all the way through the cigar, in my opinion.
I mean, God, I just cannot. The construction of these cigars are just fantastic.
Yeah, that was one of the things we went through with them. The guys that, and we're keeping it close to the chest, but the guys that we partnered with and worked with, they actually got their own factory, and they do a great job. But they sent us some vitolas and some different types of bellicosos and things like that. We had problems with construction at the beginning, but as we got into it, and they realized that we were a little bit stricter on things than probably some of the boutiques they work with. Especially with this being our first one, we wanted to hit it right. We wanted to nail it, you know.
Right.
And you kind of answered my question there, because I was going to ask you if there was a certain house or whatever did you guys work with, and you kind of answered that. And I 100% respect you wanting to keep that close to the chest. Can you tell us the region that these were made in?
Yep. Yeah, Nicaragua.
Okay.
Okay.
Specifically Esteli.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Well,
it
that's
wasn't Willie Herrera, was it?
well.
Could have been.
I'm sorry if I messed up your name, Willie.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're not at liberty to say yes or no on that, but definitely the construction's good. The ash really forms well, and it does even for me, who I'm like one of the worst cigar lighters like ever. I just sort of guess at it, and a lot of times I get it, a lot of times I don't, but even with user error, and I'm basically user error personified, they are great. So is the shop here the only place that people can get these Oktoberfest or
Yes.
is there?
Yes, sir.
They're
Okay.
exclusive to Classic Cigars and Lounge, downtown Tulsa.
Downtown Tulsa. So, guys, if you want some of these, come through Tulsa. Stop in here, grab you, and you have you had the 5-packs,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
With all the blends. So,
You get the kind of the core line, everything except for the barber pole.
oh, really? Okay.
And there's no online ordering, right? You guys don't have any online ordering for these?
Not currently, but I think we're going to throw some on there.
Okay.
Here pretty quick.
Well, Justin, maybe if we talk real nice to Brandon and Andrew here, maybe we can do a giveaway for a cigar or two.
Oh my. Okay.
I like it.
So, because
I'm getting
guys,
pretty good at putting people on the spot about
Yeah.
that on the podcast. Here. No, I think it's such a phenomenal cigar, and it's one of those that I hope everybody in Tulsa, whether you are an avid cigar smoker or you're just going to be out there enjoying whatever else, chicken dancing or bratwurst eating, that's about my extent of knowledge of. I do know, actually, he used to be the Burgermeister or whatever, the guy, Mr. Oktoberfest that walks around in the costume?
Yeah, the Beermeister.
The Beermeister.
Beermeister.
I don't know if he's still doing that.
Burgermeister.
Oh,
but
yeah.
but I love, actually, I played on the Tulsa Rumblers with him. But, if you just got your kids out there riding some rides, grab you one of these cigars. I mean, because it's going to be a fantastic, it's going to hopefully be a nice chilly evening, and, get you iced coffee or something to go with this Connecticut. That sounds like something. That pecan crunch iced would be good with this
So
cigar.
Oktoberfest here in Tulsa. When does that start?
So it's October 15th through the 19th. 15th
Okay.
is corporate night. So if you have a corporate ticket, you can get in, and then the rest of the festival runs through Sunday that week.
So does that mean if we know you guys, we get in on corporate night?
Oh yeah, we can hook you up. Hook you up. In fact, if you volunteer with us, you can be there and sell cigars with us.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I'm not opposed to selling some cigars.
I tell you what, I mean, and Sean can sell the drowning man a glass of water. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so
we've been known to show up at places to do a podcast, and we slung barbecue for a guy. We're not afraid to pitch a good product, especially a cigar that's this fantastic.
So
I'd be really interested to try that San Andreas.
Yes, sir.
I mean, that
Good
just
one.
usually I'm not a real dark wrapper guy, but ever since I kind of got turned on to that West Tampa Red, that San Andreas wrapper has just been calling my name.
Yeah, then you'll like it.
okay, so just for reference, the West Tampa Red is similar to the Sumatra,
No, the Maduro.
the Maduro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is the San Andreas.
Okay. Gotcha. See, guys,
we got too many choices here.
Yeah,
Justin.
man, there's just so much. I mean, you come into a place like this. I mean, it's you're a kid in a candy store. There's just so much you want to try, new stuff and all that.
And
So,
if you're listening, you do not have to wait till Oktoberfest. Stop by Classic Cigar and pick up a 5-pack right now, so you'll kind of know what do I want to buy when I'm out there at Oktoberfest. Right? These are on sale now, right?
Absolutely.
What are the price points on them, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, they are $16 for this core line, and then the VIP barber pole is $18.
Hey,
Okay.
that's a fair price. I
Yeah.
mean, I think
I mean,
because
yeah.
these are now. Is this something that's going to stay in the humidor, or is this only going to be available during Oktoberfest?
It's going to be available during Oktoberfest, and we're going to run it at least through October and maybe the first week or so through November. If there's anything left over, we're going to use them for vertical tasting. So like next year, we may have them offered but a year older, just to see what the difference.
Get some
in
age
taste.
on them.
Yes.
Yeah. And guys, listen. I know your wives are about to be getting out all those fall decorations. If they haven't already, you need something to do while you're taking a break from digging all that crap out of the attic. Come get you a couple of these Oktoberfest because that's going to be the perfect relaxation cigar
Wow.
before you have to start putting together the Thanksgiving tree or the monster mash or whatever it is the wife's going to have you doing.
The Wolfman tree.
That's right, the Wolfman tree.
So,
And I'm speaking from experience.
that's a rough segue right there, guys. I want you to know that's get out that Thanksgiving tree with all the little giblets hanging from the branches. I love it. So
all the gravy bowls.
yeah.
Hey, one last point, just a sidebar. Did you guys know that the chicken dance was invented at a Tulsa Oktoberfest?
I did not.
I did not know that. Wow.
I want to say it was 1984, but the official dance in Munich is the duck dance. And
Okay.
we could not find a duck costume, so the last thing they could get was a chicken costume. They turned it into a chicken dance, and it stuck. And now
wow.
they do it all over the world.
Wow.
That's awesome. Yeah, we came in with in honor of Jeff. I found a heavy metal version of the chicken dance. I thought that was perfect to represent.
We'll be posting the song along with the notes and stuff. So I know you guys will want to hear it on Apple Music or whatever. So what I found interesting about Oktoberfest, see, to me, Oktoberfest means one thing. It means beer, and
now cigars.
So I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but originally in Germany, the only people who made beer, like before the 17th century, were monks, were Trappist monks. And in fact, it was so synonymous with them that when somebody proposed, like, to the German business that, hey, we should start making beer and selling it, like in kegs and stuff, and the response was, we're not monks. We're not a religious order. Why would we make beer? So I think the first Oktoberfest was 1810. I thought it was a lot older than that, but what I looked up online was 1810, and so brewskis and all that. Originally, that was a religious thing. Like, you had to be a monk or no monks or whatever to do that. So I just thought that was. So kind of speaking to that. So one of you talk about kind of the history of a little bit about the history of where we're at. Classic cigars. Now, you guys have been around like forever. I mean, I've been coming here for at least 10, 12 years?
Yeah, 2011.
2000. Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, I almost got it right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, that's pretty good.
So if you will, tell us just kind of a little bit about kind of this well-established, because there's a lot of new places and we love them, but tell us a little bit about a well-established place like Classic Cigars.
Yeah, I mean, the previous owner did a great job building up the humidor and building up the vibe and the client base that wanted that vibe. And so it was very important to us when we got the opportunity, and he wanted to kind of go off into retirement when we got the opportunity to purchase this place. It was very important for us not to change that vibe. There's been a lot of new places start up, and those places have their own vibe, and they're great. And I've frequented all of them. And their vibe is great, but I didn't want to just react to that and try to change the vibe just because there's new places in town that are drawing a crowd a different way. So we've kept it the same. My motto for the first year was don't change anything, just upgrades only. So we did things, put signs on the wall. We upgraded things like that. Made the retail space a little bit cleaner. It was a little cluttered, I think, and so we fixed that kind of stuff, and it's really helped us. But yeah, we did not change the vibe. You guys have seen it. That pit we have down there, we rent that out for birthday parties and corporate events. Folks come in. We can hold about 30 people down there, and just they do their cigars and have a good time.
In fact, the very first Tulsa Pipe Club, to give you guys a little love, first Tulsa Pipe Club meeting I ever attended was down in the pit.
Oh, we're going to have to talk to Brian about maybe coming out to Classic here and holding a pipe club meeting.
Yeah, you never know.
Because they do have some great pipe tobaccos, and I think Jeff even blends some of those, doesn't he? Some of your pipe tobacco?
He does.
Do you blend any of them?
I don't. It's all Jeff.
Do you smoke a pipe?
I dabble. I'm more of a cigar guy.
Yeah, that's how I am. Justin's the pipe guy. I'm the cigar guy.
Yeah, really. Although I've smoked a lot of cigars since doing this podcast. So Andrew, let me throw it over to you. So, okay, I'm just gonna do so. I come in as a seasoned pipe smoker. I said I've been smoking a pipe, and I have since about 1986. That's a long time.
Damn.
So. 86.
What were you, like 3?
Yeah. So I come in, Andrew, as a seasoned, so I'm used to tobacco, I'm used to nicotine, all that. So what are a couple of cigars that just jump right into your head? Like, what should I try? I have a buddy named Sean. He keeps trying to talk me into cigars. What do you think I ought to get?
Well, first I would find out whether you like more of an English blend or an aromatic. If you're more on the aromatic side, I would always recommend the Deadwood series from Drew Estate.
Yeah.
Those are always good go-tos. If you're more on the English side, just depending on what strength level and flavor you're looking for. I've got several different recommendations in there. I've smoked nearly that whole humidor.
Okay, so
wow.
All right.
That's a lot of smoking.
Let me break this down. So usually I get I'll just tell you I do like Pirate Cake or like My Mixture 965. Kind of on the stronger side.
A little bit stronger?
Yeah.
So, would you say you like more of do you like the spice aspect?
Well, I probably more of the smoky, the
you like the smoke.
Yeah.
So, one of my favorite cigars in the humidor is the Trinidad Espiritu No. 2.
Just smoked one of those last night.
That sits so well with me. Sweet and spicy all the way through. You get all the flavor. If you're a big flavor guy, natural flavor that's my go-to.
No, so tell the listeners one more time what that is. The Trinidad what?
That's the Trinidad Espiritu No. 2 specifically, made by AJ Fernandez.
Okay.
And I had that in the Lancero. I was telling Andrew the other day. I was able to get that in the Lancero, and that's a game changer. That and I've got that was it Aladino?
Yeah, the Aladino.
Aladino. That was a great. It was a Sumatra, right?
That was the Cameroon.
The Cameroon. That was a great Lancero.
That's one of the best Lanceros out there.
Look at me, Justin. Expanding my cigar knowledge.
That's
here,
right.
Acting like I know what I'm talking about.
So is it?
I only know this stuff because of Andrew and Jeff and Brandon.
So Brandon, let me throw it over to you. I'm going to ask you a different question. So my buddy Sean keeps trying to get me into these cigars, and I've not really smoked much of anything. I tried one back in college. This. So what would you recommend? So me and my buddy Sean can. Maybe share a cigar, but again, I'm not really familiar with cigars in general.
Yeah, I usually start and want to find out first of all if you want sweet or natural, and kind of go through that same process. And my go-to oftentimes for beginners is also the Deadwood. But my favorite go-to cigar that I think may be a little stronger, but it's also got some flavor to it is that Diesel Whiskey Row Sherry Cask.
Ooh, wow!
They age them in those sherry barrels, man. It just gives a little bit of that sherry flavor to it. It's really nice.
Okay, so someone comes in here kind of in either way. I always like, because we have a lot of listeners. Maybe they're kind of into cigars a little bit. They're finding our podcast and and believe it or not, they actually listen to us for advice. If you can believe that, that floors me. So Andrew, now how long have you been with Classic here?
I've been here 2 years now.
2 years now. Okay.
Yeah.
I managed the shop for 8 years before I came here. I've been in it about 10 years. Jeff's been in it for twice as long as I have.
Wow.
Andrew was actually our first hire getting this place. It was actually before we even technically bought the business, but the previous owner said, hey, we got this tobacconist that just became available. I know that you're intending on doing a lot of the other things with the business, so you don't necessarily want to be behind the counter. Said, is it okay if I hire him? It'll let me step back so that he can go ahead and take, do his thing. And I said, absolutely. And that was before I even met Andrew. I signed off on it, and then I got to meet him. It's like best hire ever.
So before buying Classic, were you a cigar guy, or is this something you kind of always dreamed of doing, or?
Yeah, so my path was a little different because I was a cigar guy, but I was like most of the customers that are here. A lot of them are they're hobbyists. They enjoy it. So I had probably my 5 cigars that I rotated between, and I was like, well, all right. I fortunately found a place that already had all the skill set, so I didn't have to know everything walking into it.
Yeah.
That's me.
And then I got to do the same thing where I've probably smoked through half to 3/4 of what's in that humidor right now.
That's a packed humidor. I'm gonna have to take a picture. I mean, just look. It's like that's a lot of cigars.
There's about 1,200 different cigars in there.
Wow, man.
Wow. And how many systems do you guys have to keep the humidity level and stuff in there? Is it just one?
It's just one, but it's pretty heavy duty.
Yeah, to hold that many, I would say so. Yeah, because you guys have a great selection. I mean, and you offer a lot of the selection that some of the other shops in town do not have. You guys have a great My Father selection. Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of people with that new My Father Blue. Have you had that?
About 30 of them.
Yeah.
That I've bought from here.
God, it's a great cigar.
Yes.
We've had a lot of people that come in. It's like, man, I cannot find these anywhere because they sell out. But we have a good account with them. We have good reps. They take very good care of us. So they usually reach out to us first when a new shipment comes in. So we always make sure we can get them in stock.
And that's what I can't remember if I was telling Jeff or Andrew, but you guys had those My Father Blues for a good long while before anybody else in town had them.
Yeah, Jeff's usually pretty on top of those new releases.
Yeah. And I don't know if that was something that was at the...
It was at the PCA.
Yeah,
We put the order in immediately.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's not an overwhelming cigar. It's just a great...
Well balanced,
yeah.
Easy to get into, but lots of flavor.
Yeah, and it's almost one that I would dare I say, if you're a new cigar smoker, it's almost, I don't want to say it's mild, but it's mild enough it could be one of the first cigars that you smoke.
It could be, yeah. It's not overbearing in any area at all.
So back to this Connecticut Oktoberfest is just blowing my mind. The construction is so that's what I wanted to ask you guys. What was your favorite part of blending these, and what was your least favorite parts of blending these?
My favorite part was sampling.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Good excuse to smoke cigars.
I've got to smoke these for work. It's for work here.
Was there a big headache? Were you guys just like...
We're working through the processes because they do work with a bunch of different brands. I think they work with about 60 different brands, but, I know I've listened to your podcast and you guys got PCA certified and you haven't been able to make it yet.
Yeah, this will be our first year, yeah.
But I'm really excited that you guys will get to go because I've now been to 2. And one of the things I notice is, I go around and I check with all the boutiques and, about 1 out of every 6 or 7 I try was a good, decent cigar. And a lot of them were just, quite frankly, crap. They just weren't very good. And so I had to work with these guys on making sure that we got the sampling process was a little wonky, and they'd send us stuff and they said, yeah, we're sending you this and this, and then we'd get stuff totally different.
Yeah.
So I'd still take notes on them because some of them were still good, but I had to make sure, work with it. So I said next year, I was like, hey, I think we're going to do more next year. I was like, I'm going to work with you guys on that. And they were saying, man, we need that. We need that feedback because they said a lot of people that want to have their own brand, I think probably celebrities and stuff probably do this too, but they just say no. We just put it together, put our label on it, make it look good, and package it, and they don't really get their hands in it. I feel like the way we did.
Yeah, they think that just their name's going to sell it alone and stuff. So Andrew, was there any of the blends that you wanted to tweak more or?
About the only tweaking we had frustration with was getting the burn correct. Some of the Habano samples that we got, they would just blow up on you, and there was a lot of fine tuning there, and I think what we ended up with was near perfection.
I would agree. Just from this experience with this Connecticut.
These cigars can go head to head with almost any of the brands in the humidor.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Absolutely.
100%. And and I'm not going to diss any cigars because there are cigars that are legacy brands or whatever that. Well, I'll bust one. I would buy this over an LFD any day. I have had 2 horrible experiences with LFDs, and it's been the construction of the cigar.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much the blending or the flavors. It was, it's just either the first one I did a V cut like I've always done, and it just fell apart on me. But this, it's just the construction is, like you said, it's damn near perfect.
Well, and Andrew mentioned the Habano. Look at how good my Habano's burning now.
It is, yeah.
After probably 10 tries with it, we got it here.
Wow. So now, did you guys go with the same house that had done the previous, or were you able to pick who you wanted to blend these?
Yeah, so last year we actually did more of like a white label. We did one through Rojas, and they were great cigars. People loved them, and we just did the labels. And the company did labels. They had some other partnerships, and so we went through those partnerships and just talked to different people, and then kind of picked our person that we liked, the way he blended and all that kind of stuff. And that was essentially the process. So instead of white labeling, because that was the idea last year, we were like, okay, we can pick a cigar that doesn't have a band, and they'll take the labels, they'll ship them out to Nicaragua or Honduras or wherever, and they'll label them for you, and you can just sell them as your own. But I was like, you know what? Let's see if we can do our own.
Yeah. No, and this is great. So now, at the Oktoberfest, will you guys just have the Oktoberfest, or will you have other cigars for people to pick up?
We will have a little bit of everything. We'll have a big selection like we did last year. As what we learned is that the all of the Drew Estate stuff all did really well, and then the Oktoberfest, we only did 500 last year, and we sold out in the first 3 days.
Oh, wow.
So,
500, wow.
Yeah, so we just leaned into that. We bought a lot more this year. We did 3,000 Oktoberfest cigars this year. We think we're still going to.
I think you're going to sell out second day. I don't think you may run out corporate night. Justin may buy at least half of those.
Well, I tell you that I'm smoking this barber pole, but now I'm thinking about the Maduro already. So I love how this tribe blend. I love how all of those flavors do begin to kind of meld. It kind of forms its own entity, as if you will. It's not, and I think this is only like the second barber pole I've ever smoked. So, it's so now that we have like Oktoberfest coming and all that. Now we ask you do have the Deadwood Dia de los Muertos.
I'm glad you said that, not me.
Hey, they have just shipped, I was told earlier.
Okay.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they'll be here
We need a
before you know
breaking
it.
news sound effect.
They will be at Oktoberfest.
Oh, they will. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay.
So see, Justin, you're gonna have to put on your mummy costume.
I'll tell you what. So let me ask you about. So any big plans for the that you can talk about, say for the for the approaching, let's say, holiday-ish season. That's got to be a big time for you.
What's up, Ed? Sorry, I completely just stepped all over that.
That's all right.
Sorry, I forgot what we were doing.
Repeat the question, please.
I know. Everybody's like, "Hey, Ed."
Hey, we're in a lounge, right?
Yeah, man, that's what it's all about. So I was asking you guys. So you have any plans for the upcoming, holiday season? Say Thanksgiving, Christmas, that kind of thing.
Last year we did a really cool Christmas party here, and we don't ever know when they'll ship, so it may not be the same thing. But last year we did the Opus X stuff.
Ooh, okay.
Wow.
We had a whole big thing of it. So yeah, Andrew, talk a little bit about how that.
Yeah, so throughout the year we just saved a lot of the Opus X, and right around Christmas we put it all out, and it was fair game. You can kind of get all those ones that you may have missed throughout the year.
Okay.
We had the special Dubai only release.
Ooh.
We had, I think, a couple boxes of those.
Yeah, we only allowed people to buy one cigar of those, but man, it was a good cigar.
Because those Opus X's, they usually fly out the door as soon as you get them. Don't they?
Yes.
I've never had one. I need to have an Opus X.
Yeah, I haven't either. So that would definitely be something. That's kind of one of those, kind of holy grail moments. It's like because they are so rare. So you guys, at least for now, so we can say you anticipate maybe doing that again.
Yeah, either that or we'll come up with something else. Sometimes it just depends on when things ship. We get a lot more allocated stuff like the Andalusian Bulls. We get more of those than most other shops. So we always have opportunities to let our customers get to try things that maybe they don't get to try normally.
Is there anything else, Andrew, in the humidor that's besides the Oktoberfest that's kind of exclusive to Classic?
One that comes to mind is the Casa Carrillo Endure.
Yeah,
we're the
I
only
think
ones
you're the
still
only
in
ones.
Tulsa.
I think you're the only ones in Tulsa that
Uses
carry
that Mirafell
any,
wrapper.
EP Carrillo or Casa Carrillo, what?
Yeah, Casa Korea now.
whatever it's called now. Yeah, you guys have a great selection of theirs.
Yes, nearly everything they offer.
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah, we're I think we're the second biggest shop, second biggest account in Oklahoma with them. I think ZT Cigars also gets a lot, but other than that, we're it in town.
Yeah, because you guys even had the Patriot this year. Wasn't that what it was called? The
Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge of Allegiance, that's what. I knew it was some sort of freedom, 4th of July.
Very
type thing.
patriotic.
Yeah.
I was going to get there. But yeah, I mean, you guys have the West Tampas. You have a great. I got to try that JJ 20th anniversary. That's I have not had that one yet. Let's see.
Tell our listeners about what that is.
So it's the Don Pepin Garcia, right? It's
Yes.
the 20th anniversary of the JJ series. Don't ask me what the JJ stands for, but I will tell you, I came down here. I had a break. I was working on a Sunday, and I came down. Andrew was here, and I said, man, I need something, and the ERH had just came out.
Yes, it became available to non-TAA accounts.
Yeah,
We were finally able to get it.
And Andrew said, man, you got to try this new Don Pepin that came out. And I took it right back to work and smoked it. And I think I came in the next day and bought like 5 more because it was just a fantastic. And it was a Toro size that I bought, and it was, I actually prefer the Toro size in that to the 60 ring gauge. That's just a fantastic cigar.
It smokes so well.
But I don't know that this Oktoberfest it is blowing my mind. You guys did a great job on this.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Thank you.
So this is a lounge. So talk about maybe some of the things you guys are known for. I don't know. Like bourbons or beers or on the drink side of things. What are you guys most excited about?
Yeah, so I figured this topic would come up, so I have to make sure, because this is very important, that I mention my wife Leanne, who I own this bar with. She runs the bar side, and she does a great job of keeping all of the liquors stocked, all the spirits. But what we're really known for is we have 125 plus whiskey, bourbon, Scotch selections.
Wow.
Oh, wow. So do you guys stock the blackened whiskey?
Whiskey?
We had it for a little while. We did it during one of the Drew Estate events. It didn't really move that well, so we had it for a little while.
Okay.
There was people that liked it and they tried it, but again, a lot of times people go back to what they like. But one of the things that we do have that's special is we did a barrel pick this year with Woodford Reserve. And so we have our own bottle that's got our name on it, and we tried about 5 different barrels. Kind of funny how that happened. We had 11 people show up to that tasting. It was Valentine's Day earlier this year, and it was like 3 o'clock, and I was like, hey, we're getting ready to do a tasting. It was last minute, and I just sent out a text and said, hey, I know you guys are probably all at work, but anyone that wants to show up is welcome to do it. Yeah, we had 11 people show up on Valentine's Day to come and taste these, and we picked a barrel. Everyone unanimously picked the same barrel.
Is that right?
Oh, wow.
Very, very unique, and it's a great flavor.
So you can come in and get a pour of that today.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Excellent, man.
I like you using those words like you know what you're talking about, Justin. The Dram Amateur would be so happy with you.
Hey, so I say, hey, Bird out there, I know you listen. So you guys, do you ever sell Pinch whiskey? Have you even heard of it?
I'm not familiar with Pinch.
Okay, well, Bird turned me on to that with the cigars, and it comes in like the bottle actually comes in like this little fishnet like holder looking thing and stuff, and it was just called Pinch. So a lot of our listeners know that because we interviewed the Bird one time on one of our earlier episodes, and he turned me on to that, and it was so good.
Bird is a former Harlem Globetrotter player that is in Tulsa here, and we'll have to bring him down to the lounge. And he was gracious, but then after his career, he got into owning his own cigar shop, and I think he's a big padrone, and he really turned us on to a lot of the Drew Estate stuff. And do you guys carry Murmur rum?
Murmur rum. I don't know. I don't know as much.
We had it. I don't know if we currently have it.
Okay, because I'm not a drinker at all, but I just think it's got a coconut water, right, Justin?
Yes.
It's real sweet, and I just think it might even pair really good with this Connecticut.
Mm-hmm. Now that it might, but I tell you again, the guys, this barber pole, if you come in and get one of those, get you a tall cold beer, American lager that would just go perfect Again, especially now. I know it's October. It's supposed to be like all like sweater weather, but this Oklahoma. It's 90 degrees outside and humid.
We'll be out there doing the chicken dance in a tank top and shorts at October. Now you guys just sell cigars at the tent, right? Because you're a lounge. Do you guys sell spirits as well?
So we'll have our cigars and our accessories, and we're also going to have swag that will go with your box buyers and things like that. We'll do all that stuff, but we actually do have a bourbon bar next to us that we worked out a partnership with out there. And the cool thing is he's got a few of those stations throughout Oktoberfest, but for our tent, he actually reaches out to me and asks me what we should carry that's a little bit nicer than just the normal stuff. So I'll usually have him bring some Basil Hayden and some just some other types of flavors. So we actually have a pretty decent selection out there.
Tell him leave the Mad Dog 2020 at home. Ain't no night train tonight, right, Justin?
Oh man, or what's the word? Thunderbird.
What's the price?
Dollar twice.
So
you can tell we're old school, man.
Yeah, right.
Love it.
So when Oktoberfest rolls around, I heard you say you guys are going to be looking for volunteers to help sell. And that's because you got to keep one of the guys at the shop, right? Here.
Yeah. So we work out the schedule. Usually Jeff's here, or he could rotate with Andrew if he wants to give it a shot out there. But he typically will just be here at the store doing his thing, and then we'll have Andrew and me out there. I usually go and work the crowd and talk to them, and then you kind of pick through the ones that are real cigar people, and I'll get them over to Andrew so he can do more explanation. And then a lot of the guys that come to Oktoberfest, I mean, they may only have 1 or 2 cigars a year, and it's out there.
Yeah, and so guys, if you come out to Oktoberfest, and I don't know that their schedule will be posted, who's going to be out there, if it's going to be Brandon or Andrew or Jeff, but pick their brain. Say, look, this is what what I've smoked before. This is what I liked, what I didn't like. Let them steer you in the right direction just on these Oktoberfest, because you may show up thinking, dude, I got to have the Connecticut. I heard Sean rave about it. Look, I got to have the Connecticut. But you might really want the Maduro, so definitely pick these guys, because I promise you, and I'm telling you 100% from true, honest experience, Andrew has turned me on to more good. I got to say cigars, because if I just stopped right there, that might be a little crazy, right?
Moving on.
To more good cigars than I can count, right? I have had just the most utmost respect for all the guys here at Classic, because I've experienced it as a cigar smoker, coming in saying, hey, I like this, I didn't like that. Point me in the direction of something. I mean, just the other day we did that with that Lancero. Yep. I just said, hey, I finally had my first Lancero. What's something good? And boom, here, try this. And he was 100% right. Absolutely love that Cameroon Lancero that I had, and I do it. I still to this day. I don't know much about cigars at all, so I do rely on these guys because I trust what they're gonna. I know you guys aren't just here to sell me a cigar, right? You're here to make sure that I'm going to have a good experience with that cigar that you suggested, because then I'm going to come back and buy more.
Mm-hmm. Right? Cigars are our hobby. It's not just a job.
Yeah, and for that certainly makes all the difference. If you're just selling them, or if you just you love the hobby. Because
so much so, I think Andrew told me the other day, what'd you say, during COVID you had a humidor that had over 800 cigars in it?
Yeah.
And you smoked through all of them?
I ended up smoking through all of them.
Wow. So
it was for work. It was for work purposes.
Yeah, it was for work.
Yeah, R&D.
Research and development. There you go.
Sorry. So never mind trying to find out. So Andrew, if you don't know what to smoke, but you're going to step out or sit down for a good smoke, what generally is your go-to? I mean, if you just don't know.
To mix it up every once in a while, because I do have my go-tos. I smoke too much of the same thing. I'm guilty of that. But I'll walk in the humidor and I'll just grab a random one that I haven't smoked in maybe years.
Oh, really?
And I'll kind of revisit it, and it's fun to see how that tobacco, just either the quality or the taste has changed since I last smoked it, because year to year that tobacco is slightly different.
So are you more of a Maduro or Habano generally?
I'm all over the board, but definitely a Maduro guy.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Actually, so Brandon, what do you think? You don't know what you want to smoke, but you want to have something. What's generally your go-to?
Yeah, my go-to is that Oscar Leaf, or maybe that Superfly. I'm a big fan of Oscar and a lot of the things that he does.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I need to try that.
Yeah, and I think you guys supply some of the other shops with Oscars too,
we do.
right? Yeah. So outside of you and Jeff and Andrew and DJ Ed, has there been any like when you have big concerts come to town? Have y'all had anybody like famous, I guess, come in and enjoy cigars here?
Yeah, we do. I know in the past we've had like Rodney Carrington's popped in a few times when he's in town.
Oh, great. Yeah, he's a local Tulsa boy.
Yeah. So we do. I think I'd heard, and this was before my time years ago, I heard Steven Tyler came in one time after a concert.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I think his wife is from this area, or maybe his ex-wife. I think it's Liv Tyler's mom. I think that she is from the Tulsa area or something like that. I'd heard that. Steven, call me and let me know if I'm wrong about that. Just call me.
I'm sure he's listening.
Yeah, I'm sure he has. He's got the podcast on right now. And he's going, no. So, that's again.
He listens to us while he's getting ready in the morning.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I tell you again, I'm kind of down to the last third here, and again, the darker flavors that were present are a little more pronounced in this last third. That lemongrass that we were talking about earlier has really. I mean, it's still in the band, but it has definitely taken a back seat to as you would expect.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of a grand finale with all these blends we've come up with. They're all ending on a bang.
Yeah.
Good bang.
Yeah, I think so. And
this is I said this I believe when we did our, and you guys have a great selection. I do not want to go without mentioning Tony Barrios and Stallone Cigars. We had the very, very great pleasure of meeting him here at Classic. Just such a lovely guy. You guys know him. I'm not. I don't want to.
Awesome dude.
What I like about this cigar, it reminds me of his, that a lot of cigars, as you get to that final third, sometimes they have the tendency to blow your head off. Like there's a lot of oops there at the end. Mm-hmm. And maybe I'm assuming it's probably like this with all your blends for Oktoberfest, but it's transitioning very nicely to that final third.
Yes.
Right, where I'm getting that kind of that creaminess is creeping back up, and that spice is kind of hitting me, and it's just that perfect. It's almost like a pumpkin pie a little bit, right?
Sure.
I don't know if that's again.
Wow, okay.
Take that for what it's worth.
He's smoking something very different than I am. I don't get any pumpkin pie.
Well, that's because you don't have the Connecticut.
Well, that's true. See, that's what I just wanted to make that. So I assume with the Sumatra, less on the pumpkin pie end of it.
Yeah, a little less pumpkin there.
Yeah. So and another question I wanted to ask you guys before I wanted to ask Jeff to come over. I'm going to hand him my mic because I want to ask him a couple of questions as well. So it obviously. And you may experience this more of the owner, but Andrew, I'm sure. Do you guys get a lot of the boutique cigar companies that come in and try to, don't necessarily strong arm you, but try to?
All the time, and truth is, we want to carry more of that. So we've leaned into it with like Domain cigars. Domain makes some fantastic cigars, and they're getting almost too big to be considered boutique. I mean, but we would love to have a little section of just boutique stuff. It's tricky because everyone will come in and try it, and even if it's good, ultimately they usually go back to what they liked previously. So and a lot of times they also go out of business very quickly. So.
Yeah, and that's because you guys have a good Tatuaje selection too, right?
Yeah.
And
wow,
and those are blended by My Father, right?
Yeah, most of them are made by My Father.
Yeah, because I was listening to Pete Johnson tell the story about how Don Pepin rolled his first cigars and stuff, and when I was kind of had my first Tatuaje that Bird had given me, I came down and was talking to Andrew, and you guys have a great selection of theirs. It's almost the problem where there's too many boutique cigars companies at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's very easy to come up with your own cigar, or at least your own cigar brand. As far as you can call somebody up and have them blend something pretty easily, and I think that's why there's so many of them. But it's hard to find ones that are good and that have staying power.
And so when you said you've been to the PCA now for Jeff, I'm going to get you over here in just a second, brother. I'm going to hand you this mic, but when you're at the PCA, you're the guy that everybody's looking for, right? Because you guys have the retail space. You're the guy selling their cigars. Has there been anybody at the PCA that you've been to the past couple of years that has really impressed you, and you've thought, man, this is a company I'd really like to work with?
Yeah, there was a company that it's out of New York that they there's a model out there where they actually will roll them in the store and sell them, and I thought they were pretty cool. I really liked them, and I said if we can open up some space, we may give them a shot. They've been around for 50 years, so they're not going anywhere. Yeah.
And especially being out of New York, man, I know what the tobacco taxes are there in New York, so they must really be doing something really good out there. Andrew, is there any brands that you wish you carried?
I think we're going to work on, in the next few months, we're going to work on getting some more actual AJ Fernandez lines in here.
Oh man,
Good price points, good flavors. The AJ Fernandez we currently carried, AJ's making those for other companies, so we don't have true AJ Fernandez cigars in here.
that Bellis Artis is a fantastic cigar.
The New World. I mean,
Yes,
you can't
the
go
new-
wrong with any of them.
And the name just left me. The latest New World that they just came out with. It's like the 20th anniversary.
Delcino.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that is a fantastic. Have you had one?
Yeah, I've had a few of them.
Those are good. And you guys have the Pravada Cigar Club boxes here too. I don't want to go without mentioning that. Do you guys still have that in the humidor?
Yeah, we've kind of phased it out, but yeah, it had a good run there for a little bit.
Yeah. And they get some really good blends from AJ in those.
Yeah,
That
lots of
French
AJ
Bulletin.
blends.
Did you have that one? The French
did.
Bulletin.
I really enjoyed that.
God, that was a good cigar, wasn't it? But yeah, I love the stuff that I've had from AJ. Like his little Last Call. That is a great little cigar.
Yeah, especially for the price.
Not to take focus away from this Oktoberfest cigar at all, but I mean, you guys sell more than just the Oktoberfest, so we want our listeners to know that this is a great humidor.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you come to Tulsa and need a place to grab a cold one or whatever, and then smoke a good cigar, definitely classic. Again, you guys you've been here for forever and a day, and it's just it's just a great place. And again, not to forget our pipe smokers. You guys have probably the biggest pipe tobacco selection in a place like this that I've seen. So I definitely appreciate that.
Do you guys get a lot of pipe smokers?
We do.
Dude. Yeah, my wife actually became quite the pipe smoker. She likes cigars and she enjoys them, but she doesn't enjoy that taste afterwards,
Right.
So she got her Meerschaum pipe. She's got a couple of them now, and she has Jeff and Andrew help pick out what she would like, and she really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and that's another thing about this Oktoberfest, and I don't know if you guys are kind of having the same experience. It's not leaving that palate like coated, like with a real smoky.
It's a real clean finish.
It's definitely a real clean finish.
Yeah, I definitely. So just so we can kind of cover our bases here. So what, like with these Oktoberfests or whatever, what kind of wine would you pair this with, if any? Are you guys wine drinkers at all?
Any of the Maduros, I'd do a nice like Cabernet.
Yeah, generally that's what I find is that Cabernet Sauvignon is for the Maduro or the darker. I haven't found anything yet that really pairs with the Connecticut or even the Habano. I don't think.
Yeah, some people experiment with more of the white wines with those lighter cigars. That's typically what I see.
And so I know that there are. For me, cigars is primarily. I either think bourbon or beer. That's my go-to. But I've heard a lot about like cigars and tequila, different ones. You guys have I imagine would have a pretty good selection of tequilas.
Decent selection of sipping tequilas, yes.
Santo, do y'all have
Santo Spirit?
Santo tequila? That's the one
I don't
that
know.
Guy Fieri and Sammy Hagar.
I don't think
I don't
so.
think we have that. Yeah.
Another thing that I thought that just came in my mind, because Oktoberfest it's a real meat heavy, right? People are eating brats and stuff out there. I would bet that Sumatra would be a real good after, like a steak or like a real good after dinner cigar, right?
Very, very
would
good
almost
for
have some
that.
of those dessert notes and stuff that you'd be looking for, right?
Yep.
I haven't smoked it yet, but I would assume just the way you were describing it that might.
Yeah, in that regard, yes, I think that would work out just well.
So if you're at Oktoberfest and you just had you a couple of 4 or 5 or 9 brats, you've stuck down
Like
a couple
me.
of whatever the light ale is you've been drinking, you got to have you a Sumatra. Pick up about 7 or 12 of them. You're going to enjoy every one of them. Let's see. Is there anything we have forgot to bring up about these fine cigars? Brandon, I know you got a paper over there that's got them all on it. I want to make sure we cover all that because these are such fantastic cigars.
Yeah, I want to stress again, if you get a cigar person that really likes that heavier, that spicier cigar, man, you got to try that Oscuro. I didn't used to like a lot of the spicier stuff, so I've had to pick through and find the ones that I did like. And so whenever I was blending that one, I wanted to make sure it had the palate for someone that could also like it, even if they're wanting to get into spice a little bit, that Oscuro is really good.
So for you newer cigar smokers, and this is kind of a thing that I learned from Andrew, is if you're hearing us say things like Sumatra and Oscuro, those are where you're going to get more of these notes from, your spicy notes, because I think from like your San Andreas, Sumatra, and maybe Connecticut broadleaf, those are going to be more your chocolatey notes. Is that fair to say, Andrew?
Yeah, that's fair. All of our blends are Nicaraguan made, though, so they're going to have a little spice to them.
Yep.
It's just the content of the soil over there. It has a lot. It plays a lot into that.
Yeah, and again, I could see this pairing nicely with just a cup of Cafe Bustelo. Did I say that right, Justin?
Yeah. I introduced him to Cafe Bustelo coffee.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I think this would. Because it's kind of a creamy coffee without adding anything to it.
And if you get a chance, you need to try these cigars with our Sumatra coffee too. We have our own line of coffee.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'd forgotten that. Is it Sumatra Mandailing or just Sumatra?
It's actually grown in Sumatra, and then we have a Nicaraguan too, and we're toying with getting one from Congo to like pair with a Cameroon cigar.
Oh, wow.
So now, do you guys brew that here, or you just sell the coffee?
We sell it and we brew it here.
Ooh, wow.
And we also have it made into our cold brew as well for our cocktails.
Looky there, Justin.
There we go. Oh, see, honestly, I'd kind of forgotten that you guys had that coffee line. I've never had Nicaraguan coffee. I think I need to try some.
See, this is your one-stop shop.
I know, man. You got pipe tobacco, you got coffee, you got cigars,
everything you need, and you can have a nice pour of bourbon before you leave.
Look at that, as if you know, a Dram Amateur would be so proud.
Hey, I learned that from you just about 5 minutes ago. So
excellent, man.
So Justin, as we're getting into the final third here, what would you say? What are your final thoughts there on that barber pole?
Well, okay. So my final thoughts. It does, like Andrew was saying, it ends with a bang. It's going to remind you that, hey, I'm a top quality cigar, and don't you forget it. I love it. Again, the barber pole, various flavors there, and definitely would pair with again, American lager. So the more I smoke this, the more I think I need a beer. Although now I'm thinking about coffee, so I'm all over the place. So Sean, give us your last thoughts on the Connecticut.
Yeah, this is one that I will definitely have multiple times again when we're out at October. I'm going to want to try some of the other. I definitely want to try that San Andreas and that Sumatra, but I think that this is going to be the one that if you're not a seasoned cigar smoker, definitely start with the Connecticut. You're going to work your way. Grab that 5-pack. Start with that Connecticut and just work your way through. Because if this is a test of what the other blends are, and I'm watching they've all got great burn line. None of us have had any construct. I haven't seen any of us have to do a relight at all. And that says a lot, right? I mean,
Right.
I've had some expensive cigars that I've had to relight, in that second, third, and I've not even. I mean, this. And let's talk about, you guys got the longest ash contest coming up too, right? This month?
Yeah. We have that next week. That's a fun competition. We keep a leaderboard up there for every year. When someone wins, we get their name printed up there on the plaque, so that they have that bragging right.
Now, is that a monthly thing, or is it just
It's annual.
Annual thing. Okay, so it's only once a year.
It's only once a year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, so you guys, if you want to come enter that, so be practicing, So now they're smoking cigars for work. You could be smoking. Say, I need to practice for the long ash contest, so I need to be hitting a lot of these cigars.
It's fun to watch because you see them smoke through it. They enjoy a couple of cocktails or beers before they get into it, and then when the ash starts getting longer, you start seeing them slip down into their seat and then holding it up in the air and just staying as still as they can until that ash falls.
That's crazy. And they probably all have their wood and water cigar picks to hold that thing on. Because I've seen some pictures of people doing that, and it's phenomenal the way that they're able to do that.
See, I don't dare do that because as sure as I even tried that, pretty soon that ash is going to be just burning a hole in my jeans, and that's pretty much the only thing I'm going to accomplish with it. So.
You have some new holes in those Def Leppard jeans.
Yeah,
man. I was going to have Jeff. I think he's with a customer, but if not, I was going to ask him because Jeff is on the board of the PCA. I was just going to ask him a couple of questions, and I will. So Brandon, I'll ask you and Andrew this kind of with Jeff kind of being on the board of the PCA. Does that influence you guys at all in things that you're looking to do at the shop or put in the humidor? Does it?
It doesn't really influence too much on that side of it. It's what I love about what the PCA is doing right now is they're trying to make sure that the laws stay favorable for cigars. There are a lot of states that are trying to do some crazy things right now, and California just did a whole new set of laws that's going to make it harder to sell there as if it wasn't already.
Yeah.
With their taxes and everything. So I love that we finally got that retail side of it. That they really wanted to get some more of that retail perspective on the PCA board and to help us give us the best opportunity to sell.
And did you guys hear that like in Belgium, I think they're pretty much banning smoking even in cigar lounges or even outside. I saw that PCA had a post on Facebook, not PCA, the Cigar Rights of America had a post about that. So that's definitely we always need advocacy and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, unfortunately, the people that fight against cigars, it's like they've been on that bandwagon for cigarettes for a long time, and it's a totally different product, more natural, and not that cigars are good for you, but it's a totally different flavor and reason why you would do it, hobby.
Oh yeah, that is for sure. Yeah, it's the world between cigars and pipe tobacco and cigarettes. I mean, that's just. I mean, yes, they both incorporate tobacco to a lesser extent or whatever, but it's two totally different worlds.
Yeah, pipe tobacco doesn't have the lobbying that cigars do, and so unfortunately they got lumped in a lot of that, and so the taxes are just insanely high on them.
Yeah, and another great thing about Classic is you can smoke in here. That's kind of disappearing in a lot of places, and so you can come in, enjoy your pour, and enjoy your cigar right here. So if you're thinking, man, do I want this here? Try it out. You can sit down and some cut and light right here.
Yeah, we've even got ashtrays in the bathrooms.
Oh wow!
Oh wow! Wow! Oh man, I remember. I saw a sign one time. It was in this is back in the day. It was like a Kmart or somewhere, and it said, "Don't put your cigarette butts in our toilets. We don't pee in your ashtrays." Right. You know what I'm saying? So I remember, and I didn't even smoke back then, but I thought that was a great sign there. But it's just a great atmosphere. Again, I love the pit, because it's just it's just just a great like you were saying, just a great vibe here, and as usual, and this isn't even really that unusual, but if you come in here and say you're not that familiar with cigars, I mean, these guys are going to answer your questions. They're going to be like, okay, let's talk about this, that, and then even if you want to go over and say, well, I'm not really that familiar with bourbon, what should I try? And you got guys there who will just answer your questions, just kind of go over that, and it just makes you feel welcome, whether you're a veteran like me and Sean think we are, but we're not. Or if you're kind of new to cigars and tobacco or bourbon or what have you. Just places like this are just great because they'll just answer your questions. They'll just, and it's not, oh, well, you have to try this, the most expensive cigar we have. It's, you guys, and because I've asked questions too, you generally get what you think we're going to like.
Mm-hmm. We
want you to come back.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's just that $5 stick as opposed to that $25 stick. It's, hey, if that's what you're going to like, that's what you're going to like, I mean, because, like, again, I'm a big Deadwood fan, big Acid fan. I love all those flavors and stuff. Macanudo M. Mm-hmm. Now, I've definitely, I've got to try that Diesel sherry cask.
Yeah, very unique cigar, very unique taste.
I need to. I've seen that, and that's what the Whiskey Row series. Is that right?
Whiskey Row Sherry Cask.
Whiskey Row Sherry Cask.
Yeah, Andrew actually introduced me to that cigar at another shop he was at before I even knew who he was.
Oh, really?
I've been hooked on it ever since.
Oh, wow!
And a great selection of Roma Craft. You guys have a great selection of Roma Craft too here. Those are slowly becoming one of my favorite lines. intemperance line.
Yes.
That's a great line that you guys carry here as well. You guys got DJ Ed here a couple times a week, right?
Yeah. We usually have him on Tuesdays, and then anytime we do an event here, he's usually playing those events as well.
And so we got any outside of Oktoberfest? Any other events coming up that we want to talk about?
No, we were set to do Scott Fest, but unfortunately they weren't able to do it this year. They had their trailer stolen earlier in the year. And and they just couldn't afford to rebuild it. But hopefully next year they'll do that, and I'll hit them back up and see if we can be out there.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, Andrew, you got anything you want to promote? You want to pitch? You want to, besides having people come down here and pick your brain on cigars?
No, just come check us out.
Yeah.
Very welcoming. We welcome everybody.
Yeah,
Now, you guys are you have a place on the Instagram and Facebook and all that kind of
We're
stuff.
on Facebook, Instagram. We've got our own website. In fact, speaking of Romacraft, we just threw some more limited edition stuff on there last night for purchase.
Oh,
Okay.
wow! There
so
we
you
go.
guys, you can purchase cigars on your website, and y'all do because I think you guys might be one of the only ones in Tulsa that offer that.
Yeah, we ship all over the country. I mean,
So if you're what's the website? Let's give that out so people can jump on there.
ClassicCigars.net.
.net.
.net.
Okay. All right. So, and we will try to have in our show notes and stuff. We will try to have that link to that so people can get right on there. And now on the site, do you sell any of the coffee and stuff as well, or
We do. We actually package everything together, so we'll give a nice little cigar package with the coffee, or you can buy the coffee by itself.
Okay, excellent, man. That is just awesome.
I'm going to steal your mic,
All right.
Justin, just
All right.
because Jeff is set down, so I wanted to ask him a quick question.
All right.
So, Jeff, thank you for taking the time to come over. So, what are you smoking on tonight? Are you smoking one of the Oktoberfest blends?
Yeah, I'm smoking the Habano, so
Okay.
the original Habano.
So that's the same one that,
Yeah.
that Brandon was smoking. So, we were just these cigars are just crafted almost to perfection.
Yeah, the construction's been incredible on them. I mean, the draws have been absolutely flawless. The burns have been great. So quality is just outstanding on them.
So have you had a favorite one that you've smoked so far?
The Connecticut, honestly.
I really enjoyed
I
that
love
Connecticut.
that Connecticut.
Yeah, I think you posted it yesterday, and I was telling Justin on the way over here. I said Jeff posted that Connecticut, and it's really got me thinking I got to try that thing, and it was just perfection all the way through. I mean, just.
Yeah, and I like the San Andreas too. So I mean, I have not found one that I didn't enjoy. There's just preferences, But
Yeah.
they're all good, really solid cigars, so people are going to enjoy them.
So we were paying homage to you. We started the episode off. We found a heavy metal version of the Chicken Dance. So
Oh,
we
there you
thought
go.
that would be perfect for you there. Unfortunately, we didn't have you here to show us how to do the.
We'll ask him about the PCA.
Oh, yeah. So you just got back from Washington from the
Yeah.
PCA meeting, and we were kind of talking before we hit record. They're going to be having the. They have twice a year meetings that they're going to be moving to Oklahoma?
Well, we do a meeting at the trade show right before it, and then we do a mid-year meeting. So, yeah, next year we'll be here in Oklahoma.
So you won't have to travel too far.
No, I will not. I won't.
So anything else that you were excited to hear that they announced at the meeting?
I mean, we're working still on a lot of member benefits, trying to add value to that for the retailers, which is very important. So Josh is very active in searching those out. Like we just announced the Eventbrite discount for retailers this week, which is a good benefit that a lot of people can take advantage of. So there's other things coming down the line that we'll announce when we're ready.
So now, will you have a bigger role at the PCA in New Orleans next year?
Not necessarily. I mean, I'll still be doing the store business, but
Yeah.
there's a little bit of mixing with there and talking to retailers and talking to manufacturers and thanking them for the support. So, we try to show the appreciation, from the board to everyone that's spending money and coming and supporting.
So when it comes to Classic here, we've been just bragging about how great this humidor is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you guys all kind of collectively get together and decide what we're going to bring in, or is it kind of more your decision? Or
it's more me, but Andrew's been around a long time and he's got excellent taste. Brandon's really picked up with his taste profiles, so I'm always going to listen. And you know what? We'll try stuff, even if it's not something that maybe it was on my radar. That's, I'm not going to just hard line it and say no most of the time. So,
I kind of asked Brandon and Andrew, is there a cigar that you don't have in the humidor that you wish you did carry?
Not particularly.
Okay. Not trying to put you on the spot there, just, yeah. And so, again, we were talking about earlier how much we love that you carry a Stallone with Tony Barrios. That is just,
I was just talking to him.
And the Connecticut kind of reminded me a little bit of his Palomino.
Sure.
Had a little bit of spice and it kind of transitioned into that creamy butterness. I said there was a little pumpkin spice in there, but I guess I was kind of outvoted by the.
He was talking about pumpkin pie, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was talking more how that you get a little bit of spice from the pumpkin pie, but it's also a little creamy.
Yeah.
I thought I was trying to pretend like I knew something.
That's all right. You've been at Ross buying fall candles again, haven't you?
So we always love to ask you, any concerts coming up?
There's a few coming up. I just bought tickets to one for Valentine's Day next year, so down in Texas. That's what I was talking with Tony from Stallone yesterday, saying, hey, be on the radar.
Now, I can't remember, are you going to go see Zach Sabbath here in town?
Nah.
No.
Not a fan.
Not a fan. Okay, hey, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Let's see. Justin, well, here, let me pass the mic over to you. Let you ask Jeff a couple questions.
Well, so Jeff, I'll tell you again. We all of our listeners will remember when you were on with us and Tony, the other time. So again, I was trying to pick these guys, Andrew and Brandon. I was trying to pick their brains. So what can we look forward to in the near future, either cigar wise or anything else that? Because I was asking about like the holidays and stuff. What do you kind of have on your upcoming list there?
For us, getting our last couple of events squared away for the year, EPC in December, potentially having Oscar Valaderos here in November.
Wow.
In the store. So we're working on those. As soon as I have a confirmation nailed down on that, I will. Hold on one second. Let me get that. And then getting ready for spring and, trade show again and all that fun stuff. So I'm sure there'll be some special holiday releases of cigars coming out, some limited editions. We'll have the Tatawahe Monsters in this week. Cohiba Wellers have shipped, so that's always a popular, once a year cigar. So
does that have anything to do with Weller's bourbon?
Yeah, it's a collaboration that they do.
Oh wow, okay.
So yeah, this will be, I think, the fourth year or so. But yeah, always very popular.
And a lot of the stuff will be available online?
We'll put some stuff online, sure.
Okay, because a lot of our listeners are from around the country. They probably can't make it to Tulsa anytime soon, but they would love to support you guys. And
if we don't have it online, always call up and just talk to us. So we're building out the online business, so it's a lot of work and for Andrew to do the pictures and all that, get it loaded up. So sometimes just call and ask. And if it's something I can get, I'll get it to you too.
Yeah, we had a guy in Austin that saw that we had one of those Mirafell coffins, and so he just called us up and he said, "Well, I'll take whatever you have," and we sent them all to him.
Oh, excellent.
So I didn't hear. So are you guys going to carry the monster stuff from Tatawahe?
I'll have a very small supply of it coming in. Yeah, it's an allocated cigar, so it's based off what you spend.
Okay.
So you get so many boxes. So yeah,
because
they go quick.
We got a couple of the pork tenderloins. We haven't smoked those yet, but those I've heard a lot of good things about those. So
that was a good blend. Yeah, with the Tuxla wrapper on there.
And I've heard many people, including John from Crown Heads, has said that it really stayed true to the original pork tenderloin blend.
I never smoked the original. That was I think a Hawaiian exclusive when it first came out about 15 years ago or 10. So I can't speak to that, but Pete does what Pete does.
Yeah,
he's good at it.
And that you said there will be an EP Carrillo event.
Yes, in December we always finish out the year with EPC, and we've got some. They'll be introducing a couple of cigars leading up to that I'll make sure that I've got some saved back. They're coming out with the Corona size of the Endure, And then they've got a new cigar that's got ties to the military that they just announced like a week or two ago. So I'm not sure on the ship date on those, but they should be here for that.
Yeah, I think I saw the email on that. And then a question that I got to ask Andrew and Brandon was, so during the blending or the process of getting these Oktoberfest cigars, what was your favorite part of it, and what was kind of your least favorite part of it?
Well, I'm throwing all the credit to Brandon on that one because that was all his hunting. So
Hey, I mean,
he did a good job.
Did a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we've had people send us cigars, and we're nothing compared to what you guys are in this industry. But I've not had many cigars that smoke as good as these.
Yeah.
I mean, these are just fantastic.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Thank
a
you.
tight one, and that's not common to say with a lot of companies. So
Yeah.
it's the quality's there.
So, well, thank you for taking a moment to let us kind of pull you away from what you were doing and jump on here with us. Justin, what else you want to say before we get out of here?
Well, I just want to thank Classic for having us out here, and allow us to kind of, as we do, we just sort of come in and invade everyone's space, and get everybody on the mic and stuff. So I just want to thank you guys, and really, again, we have Smoke and Sounds has some great episodes coming up here. We're a lot of times we don't make pre-announcements because sometimes our schedules change and then different things happen. But I will say this. In the very near future, Sean's going to have a very special Halloween presentation because you're going to Salem?
Yes.
Salem, and so he's going to go up there with the family and do all that and headless horseman stuff, and so believe me, Sean's going to be on the spot, on the mic, talking about that experience that they're going to have up there. So that will be coming very soon, so we definitely want to be looking forward to that. That'll be a great a great October, maybe a November episode, kind of depending, but certainly be looking forward to that.
I do want to do one plug.
Yes, please do. Oh,
Just
yeah.
Because,
yes.
we've been talking PCA stuff and the projection for next year. It is highly important for retailers and especially customers to be actively involved in advocacy.
Yes.
So the PCA did start their Alliance program, which is a great way for consumers to be involved. The money from those memberships goes to the advocacy fights, and there's going to be a lot of challenges. There's already been bills introduced that will be coming up next year in a lot of states, and with the budget shortfalls in a lot of states from the Medicaid cuts, they're going to be looking for the quick bucks, and it's usually sin taxes. So go to cigaraction.org, sign up. That will put you on the list to get alerts, and they automatically formulate emails, so you can just basically, it tells you who, and it automatically sends an email on your behalf with your name on it. So there's a lot of new ways that they're going about not just the usual smoking ban or high taxes. They've found new caveats to try to impose their will between generational bans, which started in Maine or Massachusetts, and then you've got like California. I know Brandon brought that up with the tobacco list. You've got the stupid new law down in Texas with celebrities can't be associated with tobacco. I mean, you think Guy Fieri or some of these other people that have their own lines, and things like that. These are getting pushed in emergency sessions that aren't even going through the elected officials. So nicotine limits, flavor bans, all of that. There's just all sorts of new ways they're finding to hurt our business. So you have to stay up on it, and you have to support, again, PCA Alliance, Cigar Rights of America. Stay on top of it. Know your people that are in the houses and the senates, local municipalities, and just be prepared.
And that's an across-the-board issue. We all are all cigar smokers, and we love this. So, yes, you're 100% right. Let's all sign up and do what small part we can to help fight, like you said, the Cigar Alliance and all that, because you said every penny of that's going to help to go to help fight that and stuff, right?
Most of it. I don't
Yeah.
know the exact percentage
Right, but yeah.
But I mean, advocacy is incredibly expensive, and the millions of dollars that PCA has spent over the years, it is just never going to stop. So I mean, we've done well on the federal level, but now the states, the anti-smoking organizations are going at the states now again. So a little bit heavier since we've kind of made some headway with the FDA. So it's just I can't stress how important it's going to be over the next couple of years to be involved with that and to help support, because if you wait till it's too late, it's hard to reverse those courses.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And any information we can get, we will make sure to pass along to steer people in the right direction. Just, like I said, every voice counts. This is one of those things where if you're a cigar smoker or a pipe smoker, let's get in on this and do our part to make sure that this, because like you said, when it's too late, it's too late.
Yep.
All the changes
Can't
have
do it
already
all
been
on our
made.
own, so we got to have help.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that.
Yep.
I'm glad that you brought that up. That's very important. Because that's what we do, right? That's our hobby. That's your guys' livelihood.
Our livelihood.
Yeah. And so, and I just want to, second what Justin said, thank you guys so much for allowing us the
Thank
opportunity
you.
to come and talk to you guys about these fantastic October blends. Andrew, thank you so much for coming in and joining us. Sorry, I stole your headphones.
Oh,
It's quite different trying to listen to everybody without headphones on. But Brandon, thank you for extending the invitation to come out and do this. You have blended a damn near perfect cigar. I don't give cigar ratings, but I don't think anything less than a 96 would do credit to this, because I mean,
Oh yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Yeah.
even the cold draw on that thing was fantastic, and I can't wait to try that Sumatra and that San Andreas. Those have got my name on it. So, well, Justin, you got anything else you want to say?
Hey, dude, I think we've said what we need to say.
All right, Brandon, you got anything else we forgot to mention?
I appreciate it. I was going to say, if you guys get a chance, feel free to do like an on-site podcast at Oktoberfest. We have the best Oktoberfest in the country. We just got voted #1 again. For the
Oh,
second year in a row.
nice. Yeah. And me and Justin were just talking about that. We were going to ask it, but we didn't want to, intrude on what you guys got going on out there.
We would love that.
But we'd love to come and hang out with you guys out there at Oktoberfest. So, all right, Justin. Well, listen, that's going to be a wrap on this episode of Smoking Sounds. Hey, jump on classiccigars.net and follow them. What's your Instagram handle?
Classic.cigars.
Okay, yeah, make sure you're following them, and we'll put together something to maybe give away a couple of these fantastic Oktoberfest cigars, and we'll give you all the details on that. But hey, make sure you're following us at Smoking Sounds Pod, so you never miss a beat
Or a draw.
And hey, leave us a 5-star review. That just helps other people find the podcast. So until next time, keep those cigars lit, those pipes packed, and the sounds
Smoking.